Hi guys, I am Biswajit. I have 14 years of IT services and product development experience. I started my career as a Java developer and moved through various positions. I have been working in various roles like Scrum Master, Project Manager, and Program Manager. I understand the transition between a team lead to Scrum Master, a project manager's transition to program manager. I would be talking about Agile, Scrum, Safe Agile implementation, test management, project management, and program management in my videos.
Hi guys, I am Biswajit once again with the new question. This question has been requested by my colleague, and he wanted to know what are the phases of the project management, and what is the work of a project manager, and how the inputs and outputs, and who will be the participants on all specific phases of a project life cycle. He wanted to know. So the question is here: initiation to closure, what a project manager should do in PMP way. It might not be exact answer to the question, but it is a basically it is one of the best answers that you can provide when you are talking about a project life cycle. So for the first one, what I am going to talk about is initiation phase. During the initiation phases of the project, the objective is to get identified that this can be a business problem or opportunity. Identifying the problem or the business opportunity, and an appropriate response to the need is documented in a business case with recommended solution options. So this might be a technical solution, this might be a solution that has been provided with uh, different uh, technologies or different usage of the languages. So all these things needs to be feasibility study needs to be done on all these options, and these options should final recommendation should come, and this final recommendation will be documented saying that this is the final solution that we, or the approach that we are going to follow for this project. Once the recommended solution is approved by the business, a project is initiated to deliver the approved solution, and a project manager is appointed. So once the business agrees what is the problem and what is the solution, what kind of technology, what kind of time they want to invest, or how much money they want to invest, if they agree on that, then all these things will be handed over to a project manager who will start working with the uh, documentation of this particular project. The major deliverables and the participating work groups are identified, and the project team begins to take shape. So slowly from here onwards, it will start shaping up the team, the project manager, the architect, the BA, all this stuff will be identified, and they will be accommodated to the project. Project manager initiates the project, and the detailed planning gets prepared. But that is going to happen in planning phase, initiation phase. So the participants are project sponsor, project owner, project manager, and all the stakeholders means might be users, might be who generally are managers for those users, and kind of stuff. The input will be project ideation, organizational need, demand, inputs from users, audit findings, SLAs, historical process data. Nowadays, they also process the uh, data and identifies how to achieve success in very specific way. So that also, and the organizational knowledge, when let's say we know that it is a financial solution, then we go for specific solution approaches. So brainstorming also one part of this. What is the output of this? Project chatter, SOW, kickoff meeting happens, stakeholders gets a register, and this register will be continuously being used in case of all the other phases. And this is what initiation phase. I will move on to planning phase. So in the planning phase, where as much as detailed steps we need to document, as a project manager did work breakdown structure we need to prepare. We need to prepare how, what is the shortest timeline we can achieve, what is the longest timeline we can achieve the project. The project plan is created by outlining the activities, tasks, subtasks, dependencies and time frames. And we also look for risk management, issue management, potential problems, and all those stuff are documented. Identify project stakeholders. I identify what kind of communication they need, whether they need a weekly status report, monthly status report, or a overall status report at the end of the year. All this stuff we need to check. Then documentation of test plan, test assurance, quality control measures, and the user acceptance plan also we should do. All the stuff planned and outlined, all the activities documented. Then what we do, basically we will just now see who are the participant in here. Again, the project sponsor, project owner, scrum master, project manager, all stakeholders, users, or any kind of influencing person for that particular project. The financiers who are going to finance the project. Input will come from project program chatter. Requirements, the requirements which has been now identified by business analyst and gone through by architect. Stakeholder information is, again, the stakeholder register is there, which will be used at the input. Agreements, what handshake we have done, whether whether users input we have taken, whether product owners input we have taken, all this stuff for the agreements, where we say, okay, this is what we agreed upon, okay, can we deliver it on time, that we need to check in the planning. Then what is the output of this particular phase? Output is project management plan, budget, scope and schedule baselines. So what do you mean by baseline? Any document when we say agreed upon for the time being, it becomes the baseline document. So baselining any document, that means that one of the final versions we create. Then procurement documents. Procurement documents is basically to raise the purchase orders and other stuffs. Then RAID, risk, assumption, issues and dependencies we identify. And stakeholder register we update with communication channels, communication plans. Then moving to implementation, execution and monitoring phase. Here this phase is the work, actual work is being done by the project development team, where we get to see actual results. During project implementation, team members carry out the task and progress information is being reported through Jira, stand-up meetings, weekly status report, monthly status report and other specific reports what is required. All the KPIs also we target to identify how much progress we have done. PM uses the status to control delivery of the project by comparing the progress reports with the project plan to measure the project performance. So basically the KPIs we go through, we need to we identify the KPIs, we implement the KPI, we see the KPI to check the progress of the project. Status reports and other things, cost, schedule, quality variance, all this stuff help us to identify whether we are in the right track or not. So execution and monitoring go hand in hand. Who are the participant? Again, project sponsor, project owner, project manager and all stakeholders, everybody are involved in this. Input will be project plan, like we discussed, which comes from the planning phase. Requirements we have already told in the initiation and planning phase. Stakeholder information and agreements, handshakes that we have done for specific things. Output, project status report, project change request, minutes of meeting for each of the meeting that we do, identify the resources who are going to work on this, cons- concised concised agreemented tasks or subtasks. Then we do red logs, we update the stakeholder register, we talk about communication plan, we update and follow up with the project participant goals form, managing change on the project. Then the last phase, closure. The project closure phase has to be completed by project manager. Sign off from client on the deliverables and confirmation on completion of requirements needs to be achieved. Share best practices and lesson learned for other projects to follow up. Last, project communication to all the stakeholders informing the completion of the project. Deliverables handover to support and operations team. Documentation of outstanding issues. What are the issues are outstanding, whether to inform that to support team, whether to inform that to operations team. We do update the project and portfolio information. Lastly, archive project artifacts. Whatever artifacts till now came as the output, we all baseline them and in the designated system, whether it is Jira, whether it is Confluence, whether it is SharePoint, we update them and keep it in that for the artifacts documentation. So our knowledge store happens here basically. So that's all from my side for today, but with participants inputs and outputs, lesson learned, closure reports, provide implemented solutions to client, update project portfolio matrix, KPIs, what I told, knowledge repository update with final documents, client slash user sign off on acceptance. So this is one of the most important points. So all this stuff we will be going through in another video, mostly one by one, all each phase wise. But as this is mostly what I wanted to go through from the starting to end for what my friend has requested, so I did a quick video on this. Hopefully you like the video. Thank you for subscribing and watching the video. Have a nice day.